It's not often that a beloved comedy franchise gets rebooted in a way that truly honors its legacy. But The Naked Gun, released in 2025, has pulled off the impossible. The original Naked Gun trilogy, led by the late great Leslie Nielsen, set the gold standard for slapstick spoof comedies, fast gags, ridiculous setups, and Nielsen's iconic deadpan delivery. When the new film was announced, many fans wondered, could anyone possibly step into Nielsen's shoes? The answer, surprisingly, is Liam Neeson can. Neeson, best known in the later stages of his career for his stoic, tough cop, vengeful father roles in films like Taken, cleverly turns that persona on its head here. He doesn't just play a parody of a detective, he plays a parody of himself. The film mines comedy gold from Neeson's trademark monotone, rugged seriousness, and world-weary glare, twisting them into absurd punchlines. What's most impressive is how he manages to both honor Nielsen's legacy while carving out a style of his own. Nielsen was synonymous with the role, but Neeson never feels like a cheap imitation. Instead, he adapts the humor to his strengths, cold delivery, towering presence, and the contrast of a man who looks like he belongs in a gritty thriller, but finds himself slipping on a banana peel or fumbling through slapstick chaos. The result? Scenes that had audiences laughing out loud, with Neeson proving his comedic timing is every bit as sharp as his dramatic chops. Another standout has to be Pamela Anderson, who has been redefining her career in recent years with surprising dramatic and comedic turns. After her well-received performance in The Last Showgirl, Anderson shines here as Neeson's love interest. The chemistry between the two is electric, sassy, silly, and even unexpectedly romantic. Off-screen, their relationship made headlines after the pair started dating during production, and that real-life spark translates beautifully to the screen. Anderson gets some of the funniest lines in the movie, but also grounds Neeson's bubbling detective in a believable connection. Now, every spoof needs a strong villain, and Danny Huston delivers with gusto as the film's over-the-top antagonist. He strikes the right balance between menacing and ridiculous, and making him a perfect foil to Neeson's hapless hero. Paul Walter Hauser also adds charm to the supporting cast, and the film sprinkles in delightful cameos. One of the biggest surprises comes from WWE star Cody Rhodes, whose brief but hilarious appearance drew big laughs from audiences. These little moments, along with throwaway gags and background joke, a hallmark of the original series, reward sharp-eyed viewers and keep the comedy moving at a brisk pace. The Naked Gun franchise was known for its zany slapstick, wordplay, and visual gags, and this new entry doesn't shy away from that. At times, the humor is gleefully childish and silly, which is exactly the point. Director Akivia Schaefer keeps the running time tight, ensuring the film never overstays its welcome. It's a rare modern comedy that embraces absurdity without apology. In an era where spoofs have mostly vanished from the big screen, The Naked Gun feels like both a throwback and a breath of fresh air. The original Naked Gun films were spun off from the short-lived TV series Police Squad in 1982, also starring Leslie Nielsen. Liam Neeson reportedly hesitated before taking the role, unsure if audiences would accept him in such a comedic part, but his willingness to poke fun at his own screen persona is exactly why it works. Pamela Anderson had initially retired from acting before being convinced by the producers to join the project. The movie includes subtle tributes to Leslie Nielsen, from the visual Easter eggs to one-liners lifted directly from the classic films. And of course, there's even a spoof on O.J. Simpson, who famously played the character of Nordberg in the original trilogy. And of course, the film was produced by Seth MacFarlane, most famous for his animated show The Family Guy. Initially in December 2013, Paramount Pictures announced the reboot of the Naked Gun franchise, which was in development, with Ed Helms cast in the role of Frank Dribben. Helms was intended to portray a character that introduces himself as Frank Dribben, but no relation to the original character, so that the movie could introduce a new protagonist without contradicting what came before. In August 2015, Helms confirmed that the script was still being written, while acknowledging that the concerns that Zucker had with the modern-day audience reception and a need for something other than a spoof genre of the previous films. Eventually, there was another rewrite in March 2017. The script now would be titled Naked Gun 444 and 1/4. Nordberg did it, but was later renamed Naked Impossible, parodying the Mission Impossible, Bourne, and Daniel Craig James Bond franchises. Original producer David Zucker felt they don't make cop movies anymore. When you do a parody, you've got to spoof something current. That too, though, would fall apart, and in January 2021 it was announced that Seth MacFarlane had been hired to develop the project, and that it was MacFarlane who felt Liam Neeson would be perfect for the role. Anderson was originally offered the role of Tanya Peters in The Final Insult, before the role eventually went to Anna Nicole Smith. Aside from the stills, Priscilla Presley and Weird Al Yankovic are the only actors to appear in all 4 films. And the famous Wilhelm scream is heard when Kane crashes his motorcycle, causing him to be flung into the fountain. Now, for me, The Naked Gun is a worthy successor to one of the most beloved comedy series in film history. It doesn't try to replace Nielsen, it reimagines the formula for a new generation, with Liam Neeson proving to be an inspired and hilarious choice. With sharp writing, strong performances, and a willingness to embrace the absurd, this reboot works on every level. Pamela Anderson's comeback adds spark, the cameos are delightful, and the laughs are plentiful. Casting Neeson was pure brilliance. I never thought he would be perfect for a role like this, yet he delivers it absolutely stunningly. For fans of the original films, it's a nostalgic joyride. For newcomers, it's a crash course on how good slapstick comedy can still be. The Naked Gun gets a 9 out of 10. It's a brilliant revival that respects the past while finding its own comedic voice. So what did you think of the new Naked Gun? Did you love it just as much as I did? Or do you think the originals are untouchable? Let me know down in the comments, and please don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dive reviews.